So let's start with the video. So I'm going to first check if this is working okay, and once I've checked that this is working okay, we will start. Somehow from the moment that I stream to the moment that the people can see the video, it takes a bit. So let me check that. Okay, so it seems it works. So what we want to do right now is what we tried to do the other day. Okay, let me find it. So what we want to do right now sorry, is check if a supposed UEFI partition, okay, which is here. Check if a supposed okay, check if a supposed UEFI partition is well set up and report why it is not well set up. So I wanted to use check BIOS group partition and GPT option as a template. I finally ended at using the group EC1 because I have to do many tests, and we were testing parted output, but this was very difficult to do. So in the this were the tests that we were doing in the live CD. So if we run parted, yes, we can have our partition, but then it's quite difficult to identify where this column starts. So because here we have also spaces. So yeah, I think it's better to work directly towards libparted or whatever the library for parted is, libparted, and we will try to use Python if that exists, so that yeah, so that we can Python is I like Python better. So this would be libparted Python. Maybe we are PyParted. Okay, so PyParted from RH installer. Then we have reported. Okay, PyParted. There's another library here, Python parted. Python interface for libparted. Oh, there's a package. Oh, I can just use that. And okay, so let's check if I can install this what's the name? This Python parted in the live CD, and later on we will make sure that we install it. Python parted. Maybe I should update. Maybe it's not needed, I'm not sure. Okay, Python parted. So let me add it somewhere, because else this is not going to work. And if we don't use Python parted, then we will remove it. But so in the root of Rescatux we have the make source code make common, which I think has all the packages. So I'm going to use Python parted there. because it's a Debian package. So this is not the right one, so let me check. So Rescatux common packages, okay, that makes more sense. So here we have boot repair. So this is somehow from Rescap, if I'm not mistaken. So I would put here because this is Rescap. So cell Linux, transcritter file system, test disk, boot repair, Python packages. This is like gparted packages. So this is parted packages actually. I don't know if it's worth adding here. So this will be Python parted packages, maybe. And so this is Python. What's the name exactly? Where I have 1 second. Python dash parted. Okay. So Python dash packages. No, sorry. Python dash parted. And now I have to use this down, else it won't work. So this should be like this. Now I use this here so that when I install, yeah. So let me check if the command has installed. Yeah, it has only installed this one, so I will only add this one to my installer because I don't have yeah, what's the name? I don't have I don't use, I mean, for my Debian Live setup, I ignore dependencies, so it only installs the package that I mentioned. I need to write down the dependencies so that later on I can decide if I can choose not to install some packages so that the image is smaller. Okay, so now we've got this change. So if we check somewhere like here, wait a moment. Okay, if we check here, we will see that Rescatux common packages is changed. So now I've got this Python packages library that Python parted library that I don't know how to use. So I'm not sure. So this is Python interface. Okay. So what? Let's check about this Python parted example. So here there is some problems with the creation of partitions and PyParted. Okay. Then it seems that Python parted, it's also called PyParted. So I guess that PyParted example. I guess that, yeah. So I guess it's the same thing as this GitHub. And then there's the Linux boys. Okay, let's try. So this is an example use of PyParted to achieve partitions. Okay, so you start with input parted and then you do stuff with it. Okay. PyParted. So this is a gist. What we want is the repo from RH installer, which is PyParted. Okay. So let's see, and this is Linux Boys tutorial, which we might take a look at. Okay. Oh, it's actually far complete. Let's take a look at README so that we understand what we can do with this PyParted. It's very important to understand what we can do, the documentation, because maybe you are trying to do something and the documentation already told you how to do it or what was the best way. So okay, PyParted is a set of native Python bindings for libparted. Libparted is a library partition for new parted. Okay. So you can write application that can interact with fixed partition tables and file system. Okay, I want to read a partition table from a hard disk, and then it's flags. So that's what I want to do. So it seems that there are two layers. So libparted is written in C. So they do a one-to-one mapping of function from C to Python, I guess. So this is in the underscore pet Python model. Okay. So this is okay. And then there's the party that is an item Python code built on pet, which has classes, exception, and advanced functionality. Okay, that's nice. So the pet module is written and maintained by hand. I choose to do this rather than rely on a tool like that or whatever, because this guy was the new parted maintainer, and because libparted is sort of complex. So okay. So PyParted is still alive on Red Hat, continues there today. The main reason for writing was to let Anaconda, which is the Red Hat installation program, now it's used by RHEL and Fedora and many other distributions, interact with libparted. Anaconda is written in Python, so native bindings made sense. Okay, yeah, it made sense. There are many people upset about Anaconda in Fedora because they have changed the UI, the installer UI, and some old folks do not like it. And well, it's actually designed with end users in mind, but yeah, we should have an option with old users in mind too, I think. So PyParted went through many rewrites, but the end result was always the same. An incomplete API via Python with just enough provided for Anaconda to do its job. Okay, so we might not have all the functionality we want. Okay. So it says that the latest iteration of PyParted aims to be a complete API, mapping, and even provide a new set of classes so that people might want to integrate it onto other installers or even write their own other application, maybe a Python-based alternative to Parted of fdisk. Okay, that's nice. So it might be complete after all. So examples. Example code is provided the examples that are directory. Well, we might look into that. Maybe there's what we just need. This may help provide a general introduction to the change concepts of PyParted. 1 second. So More examples are always welcome as are improved explanatory commentary for those that exist. Okay, as are improved explanatory commentary. Questions, Buxile, okay, doesn't matter. So let's check the examples directory. Okay, make one primary partition. So since glob and get logger, login. Okay, I don't think we need all this. So this is import party. This is the important part. So yeah, this is in order to write the example device option, a simple model of block storage device. So this is the hard disk that I want to check. Okay, so here we can initialize it with its path. Then we have the partition names. So I'll lead the partition device names on the block device. Okay. Okay, so we actually need the glob one in order to find the partition names. And we also have a partition. Okay, now this is a partition function, so that given a device you can create a new partition. That's why it says partition, create a partition table. No, okay, partition. Partition function, it's aimed at creating a partition table. So as the meaning of let's partition the hard disk, this is the meaning. Okay, so here is 100% MS-DOS marketable table. So let's see. So get device. Okay, so given the path get device, so this is going to return an object which is the device. Then this is the disk. So the device is run with a fresh disk MS-DOS. Okay. And then there's a geometry. Okay, which you can log later. Create a file system. Okay. And partition. Okay, this seems. So this is another function inside the device, which is wipe device, which is get rid of everything. So wiping, open, bright. So this is wiping. Okay. So this is actually opening the device path as bright and binary, and then it's just bright. I guess it's bright in I mean 1024 empty string, I guess. So what did it be? Okay, yeah, and this is the blob device. So this might be another this goes in all the partition, and it deletes the 1024 first bytes, and then it deletes the first 1024 bytes in the device itself. So as it says here, it ensures that auto discovery tools do not recognize anything. It makes sense. So this is a hard disk, and then get logger, set logger, add handle, and then this is an object of what we want to do. So we put this def SSD into it. So we are doing an init as it's explained here, and finally we wipe it and we partition it. Okay, so this example shows how to use the parted function, fresh disk, get device, but it does not show what I want to do, which is just get information. Okay, so yeah, so let's take a look. So this is okay. Let's take a look at the tests. Maybe the tests show move. Maybe the test shows if okay. So device new test case. Why the hell is not where's the I think I'm missing something here, or maybe not. So this partition. Okay, so setup. So this is going geometry for system partition, and then the test is about partition, and this is another test which okay. So now is test if equals. Okay, here we have something about this, which is given a so given a file system, given a partition, you can given a partition you can know its type and compare it to x2 or whatever. So this might be handled later. So yeah, I'm going to write down this. So let me so this should be FAT32. So well, we will check it later. How does it work? So new text set flag. Okay, so this is the test for the set flag. So set flag should return true if a flag was set to on state. So yeah, so this is, I guess this is going to set flags. So it seems that there are flags are numbered. So I guess I'll have to know what the hell. Maybe this is the partition. I'm not sure about this. So the test, what's doing is if this is set or not, but it's not getting the flag. Okay, get flag. Flag is off, flag is on. So okay, so this should be what we want to. So this should be what we want to. So yeah, one second, this is not the right one. Okay, so this should be self path get flag 1. So yeah, here I have a problem because self.path. So this class, which I'm not sure how it's defined, it's running get flag into a path. So path is okay. So path is okay. So here there is, this is a good test. I think this is the is flag available test case. So this is what I want to do. So here there is the flags. So if I needed the flags, here there are. So there is the partition ESP1. So I can just copy this and put it somewhere. Okay. So this is the partition ESP. So let's see, self.part is flag available. So once again, if not has parted F, continue. Okay, so self.part is flag available. Okay, so here, okay, this is in order to trade the exception, so we don't care about this. Okay, so what's the other thing that I want to test? It's the, where is it? The other thing I want to test was the ESP and the boot partition. So this would be partition boot. So I'm going to save partition boot around here, and then we will just change partition boot and partition ESP. And yeah, this should be it. So so self.path. So the problem is about path, because path is not defined anywhere. So this is from tests base class import requires disk. Okay. So if I'm not, okay, this is the setup. This is the setup function. So yeah. So maybe that's the parted partition. So this is going to partition a hard disk, and somehow it outputs a partition table, I guess. But what I want is not a partition table, but a given partition. So I'm not sure if this is what I want, because when I'm here and I, where was it? And I do this self.part, but where are you? When I here and I do this self part is flag available, I guess this is checking all the partitions, and what I want to do is to check only one partition. Okay, and even so, it seems that ATIR, it has to be I mean, you have to do this like this. I guess there's something about this. So this should be Let me see. This should be something like this, and this is F, so F should be the partition ESP. Okay, so partition ESP, I get the attribute, and then you can check if the flag is available. But this is at partition table level. I want to know if a given partition has the flag or not. So this is okay. Yeah, this is not good. So maybe it's flag available. Okay, is flag available? Now, okay, so more things that we need. Let's clone this stuff, and we will work offline. I guess it's going to be easier. So I'm going to clone this, run here. So let's create Python parted. Let's do this here. Hit clone. So that it works. So while it's downloading, I'm going to check if audio works. It seems audio works. So here I can check for this library. Where is it? Where was I doing my tests? Okay, I have it was the tests. I think it was the tests directory. So the test, maybe it's the test partition. Maybe I was not looking in the right place. No, this is, I think this is the same one. Partition get set test case. Partition set. Maybe I was taking a look. Okay, let me. Self.part. I think this is the same. Partition flag is testable label. I think it's the same place where I was before, because here you've got the partition new test case, which extends requires disk. So yeah, so here it's part is the output of partition. It's not if it's not a given partition. So yeah. Okay, so I was taking a look at this is flaggable label function. So what I want to do is to find here in PyParted, I want to find the function. Okay, so it seems that there is a function in this .py, and there's another one in partition.py. So src parted partition SCI. So let me check a bit, which is the TMP. No. Okay. TMP partition parted. Okay, so as RC parted partition.py, which I guess is a class, so this is a partition object. Okay, so this is what you get when you try to print a partition, and that's actually what happens in parted. So this function, this has get the flag. Okay, so this should not be quite difficult. The problem is, how the hell do I get a partition? So what's the so if I have a hard disk, how do I get its second partition? Or maybe I don't need to check the second partition. Okay, let me. So partition, which is an object. Okay, so self disk known, type known, f but partition node. Okay, so if disk is known, no disk specify, not geometry. Okay, let's do it other way. Let's check the disk.py, which has the isFlag thing, and let's see how it iterates on all its partitions, and maybe we can work from that. So what was what did we want to do? Let's recap. So it's flag available. Okay, so is flag available. Okay, this is going to return disk is flag available. And what is this then? Is this a Python function, or is it something about, oh no, this is something about maybe what's the name? Maybe it's something about C, and we don't see what. So okay, pydisk.c. Oh, so this is flag. Okay, flag of a label. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. Include doc strings. So that's the pydisk, but this is .h. So this is C. This is C. And oh my god, this is. I mean, I want to use it from partition PI. I don't want to. Okay, let's try another thing. Let's forget about the partition flags. Let's try to find all the partitions in a hard disk. So okay, so let's find all the partitions. fdisk. Oh, is there an fdisk.py and I'm just missing it because Okay, so here we have an fdisk with a function which is list partition table. So this is looping in disk dot partitions. So this is quite nice actually. So yeah, part list append. So this is so that you can then loop with this array and write everything. So you can also show if it's parted whatever. Okay, maybe if we are lucky we can see the flags, but no, we cannot see the flags. And was there parted? So this is parted itself. Might it be? What's the, is it init that I want, or maybe it's just the library? So this is partition types dict. So this is also useful, I think. Arch label. Okay. Get labels. Get all devices. Press device. Okay. Well, that's not, I'm not sure. So this is the disk 1. So this is once a disk has been detected as a type of device. Disks can hold devices, so you can just device. Okay, has same parts. Get partitions. So this is once you can get partitions. Okay. Get first partition, and while partition you show everything about this. And these are okay, so we were this was showing the get partitions. So get partitions, it what it does is just loop in here. So maybe we can use this in order to detect the different partitions. Okay. So maybe we can start by trying to initialize the disk. And once you have initialized a disk, you tell it that it has to check the second partition on the disk, and then I print this second partition and I check what the hell it returns. So yeah, we are going to do so, and let's hope it makes it I hope it makes sense, everything. So so let's start, and later on we will see if it makes sense or not. So what I'm going to do right now is to just write the binaries here in UEFI. What's the UEFI path status? And I'm going to just create a PI function here. Then later we will see how we manage to do this stuff. So this is UEFI path status espy.py. Okay. So let me check copyright stuff from other files so that we do it right. So I've got this rescap.py thing around here. So yeah, this should do it. Okay, so now I come back to my UEFI party status esp.py thing. So this is using Python, and this is from 2018, and we're going to put here 2017 because tomorrow is 2017. So yeah. So now what we want to do is, okay, let's work with this into, let's work here that we can see the two codes. Rescap.py disk. Yeah. So what we want to do is do an import parted. Okay, let's do like this. Okay, so what we want to do is import parted so that it works with parted itself, and we don't want to import anything of this. And so now I want to initialize a disk. So this is just I guess this is my disk. So wait a moment, my device. Maybe I can just initialize the partition because it asks for a device, or maybe not. I'm not sure if the device is string match this type. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a device. Okay, partition device. I'm not sure where the hell I'm supposed to put the okay, let's go back to parted and let's partition. So when you create a new partition, it asks you for the disk. So yeah. I'm not sure about this. Okay. Well, let's try to see if we can just read a hard disk, and then later on we will improve because I'm not sure. So my disk. Okay, let's open the hard disk stuff here. So my disk is a new object, which I think I have to put the class name, and that's it. So the init, it's self, the device. Let's suppose the device is SDA, and the pet disk is none because I don't know. So this is create a new disk object from the device, and type is specified. The device is a device object, and type is a string matching a key in this typed hash. So this is nonsense. I mean, they are talking about a type, but actually pet disk is not a type. So this is not clear at all. This documentation is bullshit. Okay, so this object describes a type of device in the system. Yeah, okay. Disks can hold partition. A disk, okay, yeah. So creates a new disk object from the device and type. So this might be a type of disks. Well, if the device is known, So this is a pet disk. I don't know what the hell is a pet disk. Pet disk. I actually do not know what the hell is this. Okay, let's just put none by and we will see later what we do here. So once we have a disk, I guess you can do many other things with it, with has imports, equals, string. So maybe the str one, yeah, maybe this is the one that I want to use. So this is, I think, I'm not sure if this is like this. So I need something in order to output to the output. So yeah, I need something. There should be something. I mean, let's take a look at my rescap.py. There should be something about, I think it's the sys. So this is the print. If you want print to work, I think you need the sys or the os. So let's take a look if it's if this is going to work. Let's take a look at it. So print Python minimal package, minimal import. Built-in functions. Okay, let me simple programs in Win. Yeah, but don't you have to import something in order to print to work? Okay, okay. Well, let's try, and if it works, then it's fine. If it doesn't work, well, it won't work. So let's try this. So I actually can run this from inside the live CD. So I'm going to do it as a normal user, and I'm going to go to the desktop rescap, and what's the name? UEFI party status. UEFI party status. And here, wait a moment, where the hell? Okay, so I need to update so that the file gets into the live CD. And here, where is it? Here. No, it's here. So Python, if I run Python UEFI, so here it says disk is not defined. Okay, this is maybe, so let's edit here, and then we will, maybe I have to do it like this, parted disk, maybe not. So here it's trying to get the pet device thing, and it's trying to do it into the str. So I guess that this str is my SDA. So yeah, so somehow this is not a device. So let's try to fix this around here. So this should be parted.disk, or maybe I need to do something else, but yeah, let's do it like this. And the problem with this is that this is an str, this is not a device, so I need a device. that's what I need a device. So here there is the device thing. So let's see if I can initialize a device with a string from the system. Okay, so device represents a physical. This is a typo. I guess we could fix this. Represents a physical piece of hardware in the system. So a disk. A device should be considered a low level and operating system as well. Okay. Okay. So create a new device object based on the specified path or the already extended device object. You must provide either a path, which can be def SDA, or an existing device. So this is what I need actually. So this should be quite easy to figure it out. What to write. Okay, so now I can do my device. Then we will change the name of the variables because it's childish names. But let's just go like this. So the first one is the self, which is not needed. The second parameter is the path, which I'm going to hardcode as SDA. Then it's the pet device, which we're going to do like this is known. And then I'm not sure, I think, yeah, you see here, let's see, if you take a look at this these Python programs, this is the Rescatux one. Okay, if you take a look, they do not end with comma. So I'm going to remove with colon with semicolon. I'm not sure if I'm doing I'm if this is the right name. Maybe it's not compulsory, but I mean we remove it. So now I have to put here the device. Now it makes sense. So this is the device. Unknown, because I think it's known what you have to put here. Okay. Yeah, so we can try to work with this, and then so we're going to update. It's very important, else it's not going to work very well. And now from the hard disk, okay, do not save this. From the hard disk we can run Python and see what happens. Okay, so permission denied on opening SDA. So yeah, well, let's use sudo. Okay, so disk has not attribute str. Okay, but I think you can use it because this str, I think you can use it as is, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let's I think you can do what I mean. I think that function is so that I can just run this like this. Okay, I think this is working. So this should be the same thing that we've got in disk. Where's the disk thing? 1 second. So in this .py we've got a function which is the str, special str, which I'm not sure what's so that I think I call to it with a print. So now it's a spotted disk instance. So this is type GPT, primary partition, whatever. Okay, so yeah, somehow what I don't know is how the hell this is supposed to work, because $type, so this is type, is it a function somewhere? I mean, okay, it's like this. This is okay. Yeah, now it makes sense. So this is the printf thing for This is the printf thing for str. So this is the what you replace here, and this is what the whole you are putting in here. So here it says that primary there are 6 partitions, last partition number is 6. You can have a maximum of 128 partitions. These are the partitions, so number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, and this is the device. Okay, so this is pretty nice. So partition is self partitions. Okay. So, and this is the get partitions thing. So let's see what we know, that we have managed to do something interesting. So let me check if this is updated, because I'm not sure if this is updated. So yeah, so this should be print my disk. Okay, now this is updated. Okay, let's take a look at this .py to see if there's something else we can use instead of partitions. So okay, let me check if this is working okay. Okay, so so this is the init 1. This is the init. Where is it? Okay, let's check all the function from here. So get partitions, primary partition count, last partition number, max primary partition count, max supported partition count. Okay, I don't need anything of this. Get flag, set flag, and set flag. Is flag available? Partition. So this is, yeah, because I think that disks also has half plus. So the device, duplicate, destroy, commit to device, commit to OS, check. Okay, supports feature, add partition. We don't want to add partition. Remove partition, delete partition, delete all partitions, set partition geometry, maximize partition, minimize extended partition, get partition by sector, get partition by sector, get partition by number. It's what I need. But so filter partition, what the hell is this? Return part for part in if fn part. Okay, so if I define a function that filters somehow the position, I can just, yeah, well, get logical partition, primary LVM partitions, get free space rations. This is actually pretty complete. Get first partition, get partition by path. Okay, okay, this is what I want. Okay, so get partition by path. So def SDA, and this is going to return me a partition, or so the self partitions. This is going to be a partition object. So let me check. So if I check for partitions, so this is a cut list of get partitions with this lambda, which I think it says other thing. So get partition, partition at partition, partition. Well, I think this might work. This might work actually. So yeah, so I can, let me check this. I can get partition by path. This should be quite easy. So yeah, I don't know why this is not working in another place, but so UEFI, so given, I can do it like this. So this is my disk dot get partition by path, and this should be the def SDA2, which I want to check. So now print my partition. Okay, we will see what it shows about the partition. I don't think it's the one thing. I don't think it will show any flag, but we will just check. So let's test this and see what happens. Okay, so this is working. So this is a partition instance. So this is the disk, this is the file system, this is the number 2 path SDA2. So this is FE system partition, actually, but this is the name. This is actually BC pet partition, etc. So what we want to do here is to work, now that we have the partition, what we want to do here is to work with what's the name? We want to work with partition functions so that it shows me its flag. And so this was in partition.py. We had the get flag thing. Yeah. So that you can know if it's on or off. So this is true or false. So this was the get flag. So we already have some nodes. So let's check the nodes. So this is the code that we have right now, and we already had some notes about this. So this is the flag itself. Dot part is flag available, but yeah, so it should be something like this. So okay, let's copy and paste, and let's modify later. So if I'm not mistaken, so this is an attribute which we're going to call my attribute. So we're going to get the attribute which is partition ESP. Okay, and then I can use my partition and check if that particular attribute is available or not, which is the if stable available. So this is if then. Okay, so this is if do something. So what we are going to do is it is available, it is an ESP partition. Okay, else it is not an ESP partition, and we will check with SDA1 or whatever. So this is what I want to check. So then later I will just put here the SDA2, and yeah, and we will check whatever. Yeah, okay, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do a function. Okay, anyway, let's try this somehow. So yeah, let's move this into, let's copy this into the live CD, and let's try to run this as okay. Module object has no attribute partition ESP. Okay, So the partition instance has been found, has been shown, but then somehow when you do the get attribute, so this is when doing an init of get attribute. So module object has no attribute partition ESP. Maybe partition ESP was from the hard disk, and what I want here is attribute from the partition. So let's go back to partition and let's see if I can understand this. So okay, so get flag. So okay, so here it says valid flags are the pet partition constants. So see pet flag get name and pet flag get by name for more help working with partition flags. Is flag available? Get flag. Okay, anyways, is flag available on this partition? Set flag, get flag. Get the value of a partition flag. Yeah, that's what I want. So let's say, but this is pet partition constant. So maybe what I have to do, I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sure. What I have to do is just do it like this. So this should be partition ESP, and I do it like this. But let's take a look at this actually, because I'm not sure at all of what I'm supposed to be doing here. So let's take a look here at piparted. Okay, so yeah, the functions are here. So it seems if I check for ESP, there's nothing about ESP. What the hell? So what the hell do I have to check? Do I have to check do I have to check the ESP? Okay, partition ESP. So partition ESP gets converted into, but this is C module. ESP, okay. Testbed partition.py. Testparted partition. Okay, let's take a look at the test-parted partition, because I'm a bit lost here on what to do. So this is test item parted partition I have set. I'm not sure. Wait a moment. And did I just, I think I've done something. I have just run this comment and oh my god. Okay, so now I think I've run this command and I didn't want to run it. So here, this is the partition S thing that I was trying to use. So partition ESP, it's F. So this is the F. This is in a string, so it should work with partition ESP without too much hassle, which is partition ESP here. So if this test is working, this other test should also work, unless this import unit tests, or maybe this requires disk, somehow imports the pet one, which is, I'm not sure at all about this. So let's try again. So here it says that module object has not, this is the get attribute, has not attribute. So module object, which is the module object, this is not, it has no sense, has no attribute partition ESP. It's the module object, module object. So this is failing at a parted. Okay, so let's check how parted is defined here. It's defined, it's just parted. I mean, I just use parted. So it should work actually. This should work. I mean, if this test is here, it's because it works. So the attribute, get attribute from parted, and just put F. Just put F, unless it's one of this has attribute, so that it does not has it. Does not has it. It does not have it. So somehow well, somehow this is not working well. Is flag up a label? This bool, which is the same thing as get flag, but it's the get attr. Okay, so this is get attr. Okay, get attr is a Python function thing which tries to get an attribute from an object. Makes sense, I think. So parted is supposed to have this partition ESP thing, and I just use it and it gives me an attribute, but it is not. So this make no sense. So maybe the function from Debian is too old, or maybe I'm missing something. So show Python class attributes. Show all class attributes. Let's see what happens here. Print all properties of Python class. These attributes of. Okay, let's see if this works. Maybe. Okay. So this parted thing, import parted, yeah, parted is a class. It's not an object, it's a class. So have a class animal with several. Want to print all these properties. Okay, so you can use bars. Okay, I think I can work with this. I think I can work this with this. So Python animal class object but actually an is actually an is an object, not an. It is not. This is the deer one. Okay, so we will just try and see what happens, because I'm not sure about this. So let's do it here on the live CD, and once I know what to do, I try to yeah. So this should be, I don't want to work with this. Okay, and this is the one which is giving me problems. So what I want to do is somehow, so potted is not potted. What the hell is potted? Potted is not a library. So okay, let me my potted, it's potted, but this not make sense at all. So let's see if it likes it. Proper object is not so this is proper object is not callable. So this is an object. This potted thing is an object. So I can use one of these functions in order to know what their properties are. So I can use like this, and let's see. So this is the object which is potted. So this is show me ads, and then I can just show me ads, and let's see what the hell it's going on here. Okay, so this is a partition instance, and then potted does not have any ads. That does not make sense at all. Why the hell should not have why the hell this should not have any ads? And I think I'm missing something here. I think I'm missing something here. Let's import unit test. Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe there's something. So this is importing. This is importing requires disk. Okay. So maybe we need to find something about requires disk. Requires disk. Okay, so testbed partition. So okay, so this is test base class. So in test base class, which is this one, okay, here it's doing an import of pet. So maybe that's the bit I'm missing, importing the pet, so that somehow potted has more things, but this doesn't make sense at all. Okay, I'm going to import pets and see if there's any difference but this does not make sense to me, at least. So yeah, so I'm going to import pet also. Okay, and let's see if there's a difference. Okay, I also has an empty. Show me at. Okay, so there's party partitions. Okay, let's check this again. Once again, this is partition ESP, and it doesn't want to has attribute. But party is in callable object is not a class. So there was another print or there's the bars, but there's another one which is the dir function. So maybe, yeah, just running dir a should work, isn't it? So let's try this in here. So dir show me at. So let's see what does happen here. So this this the best. This does not seem to do anything. So let's see if I can print all of this. I don't think this is going to work, but we're going to try. Okay, now it seems that we've got something. So maybe what I needed is to print the bars. Did I print bars before? I'm not sure about this. Maybe the bars one. Okay, so dir seems to work, so I'm going to use dir instead of bars. Was it bars? The one which was just, yeah, bars. So I'm going to try the, yeah, here it is. So these are the somehow everything that can be called, and I'm not sure what. So we need the attributes, so I'm not sure about this. So set attribute from keys, copy has key items, iter items, iter values, keys, pop items, set default, update, view keys, view values. So now I'm not sure. Okay, let's go back to the partition.py, I think, because it said something about PI constants. So get name and get by name. So flag get name, flag get by name. So maybe I need this. There was another function for flags, but so it was the is available flag one, maybe. Okay, let's take a look here, because I'm not sure what to look at. So let's search for this. So by this.h petmedial.c. So disk flask get by name, partition black by my name, and this is an integer. Partition flag get by name. What the hell is this? So partition flag get by name. 1 second. So so partition, this is not what I wanted to open. Partition.py Where are you? Partition.py. It's okay. Let me check if I can test if audio still works. Okay, so partition.py, here it is. So here it says that you can use in the get flag thing the pet partition constants. So use the get flag name in order to work with this. Okay. So according to this, we've got partition get by name. It's pet get by name, but this is not get pet get by name. This does not make sense. Okay, let's go here again. So according to this should be a function which is exactly flag get by name, which is what I have written here, isn't it? Yeah, it's here, but there is not a function with that name. I mean, there's the partition flag get by name, and there's also this flag get by name, but there's no flag get by name function as is. Okay, so this partition flag get by name returns an integer, which I guess it's the boolean one, because there's no boolean in C. And yeah, and this is flag get by name. And so here it says disk use the pet this flag get by name for more help. So this is another book on that you have to use partition flag get by name instead. Okay, too many books that I find around here. So okay, I don't want to report blackbacks from this. So partition.py. Okay. So maybe I can just okay. So let me what's the status? Okay, so parted and unit test. Somehow I have managed to create these things which I didn't want to do. So hit branch, does the master. So this is what's the name? Hit checkout. We will see later if I Rescatux typos fix. Okay, so now we are in a new branch. Okay, so we are fine. Let's see if the files, I'm not sure about this. Okay, the files. So this should be partition flag get by name. Let's check the actual, where is it? Let's check the actual. Oh, it should be around here. No, 1 second here. This should be partition flag get by name. Okay, so we're going to fix it. And later on we will be able to do a pull request or whatever. So flag get by name, this should be partition flag get by name for more help with working with partition tables. So now I'm going to go to the what's this, to this SRC model C thing. which should be a one-to-one wrapper to the C functions. So here we are with C. Okay, I don't see many code here, so this might just be okay. I'm not sure what I'm looking for. Partition flag get by name. So partition get by flag doc. Partition flag, so a string. Return a partition flag given its name, or 0 if not my flag matches the name. Okay. Partition flag given its name, or 0 if no flag matches the name. So partition flag get by name. So pipette partition flag begin name. Okay. And the get name, I want to learn. There's the get name thing that I want to know. Get the name doc. Wait a moment, is this the same thing? The partition type, partition flag. So what the hell does get name? So return a name for a partition flag constant. If an invalid flag is provided, partition will be raised. Partition flag get by name. Okay, this is going to be interesting. So if you give a constant, you get a name, and if you give a string, you can check if it's here or not. But I should have I mean, what the hell are the if there's an ESP, there should be an ESP somewhere. So here it is, partition ESP. Yeah, partition ESP. So I'm doing it right. So the only thing is that I have to use somehow. I have to use the function this get by name. So I have to use this partition flag get by name thing, which is dependent on PID and underscores PD. Okay, so let's work our way into it. So we were doing it, I'm not sure if we were doing it in here. I think we were doing it directly in the live CD, so that it's work so that it's faster to work on this. So yeah, so this should be partition get by name. So this is bad. Partition flag get by name. So this should be, so given the partition ESP, I get my attribute, which is pet partition. So this is this should be the ESP, my ESP flag. Okay, so this is given this name, I get my flag, and then what I want to do is to check if this works or not. Okay, so what I want to do is, given my partition, I have a function that lets me check if there's a flag or not, but I don't remember what's the name for it. So partition, there's the get flag. So get the value of a particular flag on the partition. We'll set flag. So get the value of a particular flag. So if it's on or off. Actually, this should be. So let's use this get flag. So given a partition, I use get flag, and okay, and this get flag So I need to pass the flag, and I guess it returns an. So this is the flag. The flag is my ESP flag. Okay. My ESP flag. So I need to convert everything into an if function so that it works. So it should be something like this, and we are going to test it right now. So first of all, we define the ESP flag, my ESP flag object, which returns from here, from partition flag get by name, and then I can use it into the flag to know if it works or not. So this is pet. So pet is important. I should be able to use it. So now let's try if this works or if it is. Okay, so it says it is not an ESP partition. Okay, so let's check. This is supposed to be SDA2, which is actually an ESD partition. So if I do it like this, fdisk, let's do it in another buffer. So if I do like this, the second one is the ESP. So if I do a parted SDA print, the second one is the ESP. It's an UEFI system partition, so it should say yes instead of no. But here it's saying it is not an ESP partition. So let's check if we are doing something wrong. So get flag. Maybe I'm not doing it right. Maybe this is not the right function. So let's suppose we put here garbage. Does it work or not? Is this not? So the text is going through without too much hassle. So I think this is using the. This is not using the Python thing, but the better one, which is not like this. So yeah, so this is. I mean, this should be quite. This should be easier. There's something I'm missing here. So the pet module, if we check the partition ESP, there's a pet partition ESP. So what? I mean, why is not like this? So I guess that I need to put that one so that it works. Okay, so let's try, else we will just use partition ESP. But I'm sure you should be able. Okay, it does not work. So somehow this is not working. Actually, I'm not sure. My ESP flag. So get flag. Okay, let me do a print of my partition dot get flag and see what the hell is this. If it wants to do something. Actually, false. Okay. So this is somehow this return false if you get it. Somehow this returns false. So the function seems to do something. But there's something. Maybe I just have to put ESP. So partition flag get by name. Okay. So let's go back to this pet module thing. So we've got partition ESP, partition pet partition ESP. Yeah, that's it. So pet exception option. So I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here, because this is not working as it's documented, or I'm stupid enough not to understand it. So let's try check partition PI. So get the value of a particular flag on the partition. Okay. So we are working into the partition. Is it right? Are we working with a partition? Yes, we are working with my partition, which is a partition. Okay. Then I've got the ESP flag, and then I do get flag. Get the value of a particular flag on the partition. Valid flag are the pet partition constants. Okay. So maybe I'm not doing this right. So let's try again. If we read this literally, what we have to do here, it is not writing text, but writing this like the partition. So it's pet dot and then partition ESP. This should work, unless it's with the pet thing. Okay, so now, okay, this is not okay. Let's remove this, the string thing. Okay, so module object, which is the pet one, which is the same one that has this thing. So this is wrong once again. This documentation is wrong once again. I think this is wrong once again, and I think it's the same one. So if you got the pet module, there's this partition pet thing. So here it is with pet partition ESP. So maybe this is what we want to do. So what we want to do is to put here not the partition ESP, but the pet partition ESP, and this will return us the right string or whatever. So module object has no attribute pet. So this is bullshit. This is not working. Somehow this is not working. So maybe I'm missing a library which let me work with PED thing. Well, I'm not sure, because yeah, so this is has no attribute pet partition ESP. So what attributes does has this thing has? So okay. So the question is, what attribute does pet has? Okay, so let's try if I can manage to show these functions around here. Okay, so here we have something else. Maybe we have something, maybe not, I'm not sure. So partition free space, partition extended, partition XP service. So there are many things, but is there something about ESP here? So this should be somehow in alphabetical order. Yes, it is. But there is no partition ESP. There's partition boot, but there is no partition ESP. So maybe can it be? Can it be true? Can this be true? Maybe I'm dealing with the wrong library. Partition boot, partition diag, partition standard. Okay, let me check the pet model thing. So if you take a look, the partition, so is there partition normal? Yes, there's partition normal. Is there partition logical? Yes, there's a partition logical. Is there partition standard? Yes, there's partition standard. Okay. So these are the possible disk features. And there's the partition ESP. Okay, so this is a problem from Debian, I'm pretty sure. I hate not to be able to use functions in order to work here. So this is Python parted from set. Okay, so Rescatux we use JSC1. Okay, so this is the original tower GT for this okay, let me 1 second. So now if I go here, the TMP parted here it is. If I extract it, okay, so if I go to the SER PH model, okay, and if I just scroll as if there was no tomorrow, where is this? Okay, so what the hell? So here there is the Debian 1, which has partition ESP, but only if the model is this partition ESP build something. And the original one, which is the one you see here, so this is the original one, has partition ESP as is. So somehow the Jessie Debian package for Python what's the name? Package Python parted okay, the Python parted package in Jessie, somehow this is false, and this makes that I cannot find partition ESP on it. So this is a problem, because I have to use, maybe I have to use the library from SIT, and I did not want to use the libraries from SIT. So okay, let's go back to the live CD, which is here, and let's try to do some magic, because I'm not sure. So this is apt sources list.d. So there's no SID Why isn't there anything about SID? I thought there was. I thought there was something about SID, but it does not happen to it's not here actually, it seems. So okay, let's try to do this. So let's try to test the newest version and see what happens, because else it's not. Okay, let's do one thing. Okay, let's do one thing. So this, the partition normal should be up here. Okay, so we're going to check partition normal, and once we check partition normal, we're going to continue. So this should work. Okay, so this should work, but I'm going to use partition normal, or maybe another thing, which is maybe we can use partition boot. I think we can use partition boot. Okay, let's choose partition boot. Let's save this. So if you check the source code, there's partition boot. Okay, so I guess that's if it means if it's partition boot or not. So let's try like this, and if it does not like it, we will try the other one. So let's run around here. So module object has no attribute pet partition boot. Oh, this cannot be. This should work. Okay, let's try with partition boot. Does the option has partition boot? Yeah. It seems that we have managed to do something, I think. So must be a string or get by name, not int. So maybe I was doing this wrong all the time, or maybe not. So this should be a string, it seems. So okay, let me check what does happen if I write here boot. It says true. It says true. It's the first time it says true. Okay, let me remove this PID thing, and let me so this is testing if it's boot. So let me test SDA1, which is not boot because that does not have the boot flag. So this is saying false, and now let's use ESP and see what happens. So SDA1 is not an ESP. SDA3 is not an ESP. Okay, and SDA2 should be an ESP. So let me modify this here. So it is an ESP partition. So this is, so when here it says add the pet partition constant, so get name, get by name. So the get by name, okay, so the get by name given its name, but nowhere they explain to me which are the name for the, so this is bullshit. So this is not, this is not working. So somehow you have to know that the ESP is going to be put into capital letters, and yeah, so given one of these constants, you have to put to check what's the right of the underscore, and then you have to turn into non-capital letters. So actually I don't need to install a newer package, so I can work with ESP, and that's it. So yeah, so I have wasted many time with this. Okay, so let's continue with this. 1 second. Check here. So okay, so now we've got our way of checking partitions. So that's quite nice. Okay, let's do one more try. So let's suppose that this is gibberish. Does it work or not? Okay, you can put whatever you want to here. So we can use this as yeah, we can put the flag here and it works, but we should sanitize it. So yeah, I think we are done with this. So okay, so what do we want to do? So what we want to do is we want to receive, or maybe not, maybe we can just duplicate the code a little bit. If we can duplicate the code, it's not to write. So ESP, so this is this would be the flag one. Okay, let's relax. Okay, I'm going to get this everything from here, and I'm going to put it here on the UI, the right place. So actually I do not need, yeah, I need path partition flag name, although I will have, I mean, don't, maybe there's a partition flag get my name on the partition side, isn't there? Is flag available? No, there's not. Meh, okay. Collect all partition flags and store there in a hash. Wait a moment. What are you telling to me? So I could just do like this, flag next, and partition flag get name, partition flag get name. Well, that's the one I'm using, isn't it? Partition, and this I'm not sure if this is, yeah, partition get by name, so it's using the same one. Partition flag next, yeah, but anyway, it's so it's if I can get the flag, then it's a partition or not. So if the get flag is true or false, yeah. So here I have the pet partition get name. So partition flag. Wait a second. If this is true, that I don't know what this is if this is true, which I'm amazed, if this is true, then it means that somehow, I guess, so this is partition flag, this is an array or a hash, this is a hash of partition flag. It's putting here the different flags and putting its name. Get name. Wait a moment. So partition flag. So given a flag, you can check its name into the partition flag hash, because it has already been defined. But what I want to do is the opposite way. I want to put a name and then you tell me if it exists or not. That's what I have done. So I'm just going to use my own code and that's it. So let's go back to the code. So what we want to do here, okay, let me check 1 second the output, if this is working okay. So what we want to do here is receive. Okay, so this is, we want to receive 2 parameters. So first parameter is partition device, and second parameter is the second parameter is, maybe we can do the second parameter is flag to check, and so this returns okay, returns true if flag is found, false if it is not found, if it is not. Okay, well, anyway, so this is flag to evaluate device, so flag device, flag disk, and flag partition. Let's call them like that, although I don't like this anyway. So yeah, so I think I can remove everything. So there I need so how the hell do you return codes? So I don't know. Let's see how it's done in exit codes in Python. Okay, this is what I want to do. So is sys exit. Okay, so this is sy exit, so you need input SEI. Okay, so I need import sys, and what more, I need to use this. So if this an ESP partition, we will put the output here and then we will remove it because we don't want it. And yeah, so and this is not needed. So I will make that just that it doesn't show anything, or I don't know. It is and this should be yeah. So okay, so let's see if I can. So the first thing you need, so we need here the flag flag disk str, okay, and we need the flag partition str, okay. So the flag disk str is SDA, okay. So this is like this, if I'm not mistaken, and the partition 1 is the SDA2, okay. And later on we will make sure that we will parse it, and the flag partition flag, so the flag to check, or the to check flag, the flag to check is ESP, okay. So we are going to work with this. So flag disk str is what I want to check here, okay. Flag partition str is what I want to check here, okay. And ESP is the flag to check, so it's ESP, okay. And then I've got this thing about it is an ESP partition, which, if I'm not mistaken, in Python we use plus in order to do this stuff. So here I want the flag to check flag, okay. So it is not an, so I just need to wait a moment. This should be like this. So now I'm going to put here the it is not an, it is not an. So this can be with it is not, okay. So with this changes, we should be able, this should work as before. So I'm going to do a little test. First I'm going to update the live CD, and later on I'm going to run this run here. So my device is not defined, okay. This makes sense, we have changed too much stuff at the same time. So the flag device, there should be many stuff with my around here. So this is my device, so this is flag disk, which we have not changed here. Flag partition STR, but flag to check, so my partition, this should be flag partition, so it's the partition which we want to evaluate. And my ESP flag, so this should be flag, yeah, flag to check. So this is flag to check STR, okay. So this should be flag to check STR, flag to check STR, and flag to check STR, okay. But this is flag to check, this is an actual flag to check, flag to check without any STR, okay, because this is the actual flag to check device, or flag or whatever. So this should be going here, okay. So we update, let's update 1 second, and I will run this and see if everything works. Okay, so once again we are missing something, which is my partition. Okay, there's a print my partition that we don't need at all, so this is okay. Let's search for my, there is no my, okay. And now that we are at it, I'm going to rename this. so that this is UEFI part status flag, so that we understand that this is for checking flag. Okay, so I'm going to delete the UEFI partition, yeah, I think, and now so that we don't edit it by, so that we don't edit the old one. Now I'm going to update, and in the cd I need to run UEFI part flag, and let's see. So, and now I have closed this one, so let's open it again so that we can check its contents. Okay, so now it says that it is an ESP flag, an ESP partition, so that's right, that's okay. So now I'm going to so what I want to do is to receive a partition device as a first parameter, and then then more things. So this I knew how to use these parameters in the I knew how to use these parameters. So let me 1 second. I'm going to do a pause. I'm going to do a pause, and I'm going to go back, but I'm going to leave here you with what's the name of this, with something so that you can take a look. This is a bit old, but it works anyway. So I don't want any music, and here it is, the BB, and now I'm going to mute, and in 5 minutes I'm going back. So I'm back. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to check the live stream. Let's hope it shows something around here. So Okay, it seems it works. This is working. Okay, so what did we want to do? So we wanted to do the partition device thing. Okay, so this is the first parameter, and the first parameter that we have is the first parameter that we have is around here. Okay, so the first parameter that we have, so the question is, how do we work with parameters? So I have this other function that I used, so this should help me to work with parameters, because so maybe it's the OS one, I'm not sure about this, but I know I use this. So it's the SYS, so it's here, so it's like this. So this is the arcs. So it seems that you define here the different arcs from 1. I think the 0 is the same, the name of the Python file, and then you've got, so this is the column number, so this is the first one, and then I just pop, then you just pop every one of them, and then you've got the first one somehow. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. So maybe we need to check. Maybe we need to check this. How many? So this is Python arg check number of arguments for Python arguments example. Okay, checking the number of command lines argument. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So it's very simple. So new to Python, I don't know what to do. What the hell? Yeah, return does not work. Try sys exit. Okay, so if length sync some the script with compare. Okay, so len less than 3. What the hell? Is this right? This should be this is wrong, isn't it? I mean it's quite strange. So this is lenses arc B. So let's work with this, and we will figure it out later, and that's it. So now I'm going to work from here. So it's a UEFI flag 1. So now I'm going to work from here, and I'm going to do stupid things like print number of arguments. So I think this was plus, and yes, this should do it. So let's see what happens. Line 29, valid syntax. What the hell have I done here which is wrong? Yeah, this is they should have like here. str cannot be, okay, so this is int to str, so this is int to str, int to str. This should be fair. This should be quite simple to do. So integer to string, or maybe maybe I can use comma because I don't want to. I can use comma and this is going to work. I don't. So yeah. Okay. Number of arguments 1. So this is not quite true. So if I put something so it's true, and so yeah, so it's the one with if I'm not mistaken, it's the one with. So let's check. Also, let's check if this is right. So let's check the first one. So according to this, this should be, this is the first one, or the 0 one. So if I'm not mistaken, we should be able to output here the first one. So this would be the 0. I want to check this because I'm not sure about the pseudo. So yeah, this is the first one. Yeah, so it makes sense. So the first one, the same, yeah. So the same goes. So it shows how, yeah. So this is, so it says 3, why it's 2. So this should be -1. So this should be like this. If it likes it, it should be like this. So number of arguments and then the first one, or whatever is this one. So yeah, this is what I want to do. So if len sys rv -1 is something different than 2, then do something like print so this is the function usage, but print usage usage. So sys rb0 and a space and partition device and a space and what's the whole partition device? Yeah, partition usage. On the flag. Yeah, and flag to check. And so let's add an example, and the example will be sys rb, and this should be, I don't know, SDA2. Why not? And this is ESP. And then we return with do and sys exit 1 because this is an error, or 2, I don't know. Maybe we can put 2 and then yeah, 1, and this is going to be 2 because it's different than the 1 there. Okay, let's see if it works. Invalid syntax. So somehow I'm missing one of this. So yeah, I was missing one of this. So let's try right now. So how FFHD. Okay, yeah, because this is using. So if I don't put any of this, index number of arguments, index out of range. What the hell? I'm not doing this right. Okay, yeah, number of arguments. Yeah, I think I can put this here. If I want it, I can put this here, which is won't be triggered if this is working. Okay. So it says, oh, usage. There's a partition device flag to check, and this is an example. So the example is SDA2 ESP, and yeah. So if I put 3, it shows me, and if I put garbage, it works the same thing because this is not passing yet. So now we've managed to work with this. So let's copy all of this stuff into our file. Okay, and maybe let's continue from here. I'm not sure. So this is the number of arguments. So the first argument, well, actually the second one, but the position one is the flag partition str. Okay, so we could check if this is a partition or not in order to make this more more safe, but we won't do that. So this is the flag this str, and the other one is the 2. Is the second one is the 2. So this is the ESP. So we could also check somehow if this is or not. So this is the 2 one. So this is a flag disk str. So what we did the other day, but we did it in bash, is to remove the numbers from the end. So let's go back to there and let's see if we can do the same thing, but with and here I think we could put the flag partition str. So we could do like this, partition str is, yeah, we could do it like this. So let's copy and paste and just add the not. So it's not. Okay. Maybe maybe we can do flag, whatever the flag. No, so flag to check in. So maybe this is in partition. Okay, is on. So this is off. But as I say, I don't want to use this. I want to just use the whatever the exit codes. I don't need. So flag around here, flag around here. So this should work. Okay, let's update this and let's see if it works as is. So let's update this. Let's try. Okay, where are we? Yeah, let's try if it works. So flag ESP in here is on. So okay, we are missing a space around here somewhere. In partition. Okay. So somehow this is working rather well. Okay, so this is the SDA, the one that we need to check. So what? So as I was saying the other day, we used yeah, so the other day we used a function somewhere in order to check, in order to get the partition, given a partition, you've got the, you know what I mean? So Rescatux sleep, or maybe we can just, I mean, maybe we can just look for it for Python, but so this is, I think it's like this. This is the FE partition hard disk. Yeah, that's the is UEFI system. Yeah, so it's like this. So given 0 to 9 in the end, remove them. So that's what we want to do actually. So I want, so Python set equivalent. Okay, let's see how do I with Python stuff. Okay, how do you do it? With set, this is what Python P. Okay, so look at this command line. Resub Python must edit. Okay, so it's red.sub and line. Okay, so this makes more sense. So this is the line, and this is what you want to do, and then yeah, so I can use this. I can use this, and it should work. And maybe I need to do import re. That's maybe what I want, what I need to do actually. Okay, so this should be something like this. So line is to flag this str. No, is to flag this partition str. Okay. So what I want to do is to remove. And what I want to remove, you ask me. So Rescatux leave, here it is. I want to remove this. Hopefully it will mean the same thing in, yeah. So I'm going to put this here. Okay, no, sorry, I'm going to put this here. I'm not sure what R means, and this is going to be, I'm going to do this like this, and this is going to be new flag disk str, so that I can take a look at this. So I'm going to update the I'm going to update here, and I'm going to run here. So re is not defined. So as I suspected, I need to do an import re. So let's do it here quickly. Import re. Yeah, so new flag this str is this one. So this is working. Okay, so this is working. So let's fix it here. So this is new. We need import rare so that this works. So yeah, so what I want to is to remove this, to put this around here, and yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't need to. And now we are done. So now this should work as expected. Okay, so now let's check this. So okay, I have not updated, but anyway, so number of arguments, I don't want this. I don't want to show the user the number of arguments. I know that it works, and I just want to show the so this I'm going to put it here. So now I should be able, this is true if it's not found. True, this is 0. So this is exit code 0 and exit code 2. Okay, so now I'm going to run this. I'm going to update, and now I'm going to test it. So now it says that it's on. I can check boot also. I can check gibberish, and somehow I can check normal, but normal is not a flag, so it makes sense. I can check which are the other flags. Okay, doesn't matter. I can check both. So I can check book on SDA1. Oh, there's no boot on SDA1. I can also check ASP in SDA1. That is not. So yeah, and if you check the output, so this is true, so that it's failing. And if I check boot on SDA2, the output is 0, so it's okay. You know what I mean? So this is working marvelous. This is working very well. So now I need a way to use this from Rescap itself. Okay, so let's do a minimal pause, and I'm coming back in a minute. So let me mute myself a bit, and I come back. Okay, so I'm back. Let me check the video if it wants to work. And yeah. So what we want to do right now is to save this new function, and we will use it later from the from the thing. So yeah, so the audio works. So this streaming is working quite well. So let's go to hit and let's save some stuff. So hit status has the Rescatux common packages. Which is okay. And then there's this does not exist yet. So we are going to add it. And we take a look at hit diff cast. Well, it's not perfect, but we are going to leave it like this. Okay, so I'm going to add Rescatux common packages. So Rescatux common packages. So now I have a proper commit that it's this new auxiliary tool, which is UEFI part status flag.py. Or maybe we can just put it into the rescap, because I actually could use this function for other options. I mean, wait a moment please. I might, yeah. Maybe that's not the check partition flag. Maybe they should check partition flag and be somewhere else, because yeah, check partition flag. Maybe that's what I should use. So this should, okay, let me, so this should rescap UEFI parts status UEFI part flex. So this would be check partition flag.py, and I give it execution permission. So hit the status. So I add this one and I delete this one, so that I don't know. Okay, now it makes sense to hit that this is new file. This is a modify one. So new auxiliary tool check partition flag.py. So it lets you to check if a given partition, well, if a given partition, no, it's a given, yeah, if a given partition has a given level, more or less, because if it's LV, it's not going to work quite well actually. So now we have this, okay? So now we have this check partition flag.py, which I can put, okay, I'm not going to run this here, but anyway, I'm going to try to run it and see what happens. It should say, okay, yeah, okay, so it should, yeah, it gives an exit code that you cannot use. I wanted to show to see what was the error when you didn't have permission for this. So now I'm going to I think I'm going to end here. So the next thing that I want to do is so now we already have this, so finally we can use check partition flag.pi, the partition and ESP. Okay, so this boot partition is the same thing, so it's the partition and boot. So this should be quite easy to manage. And the vfat partition should be the one about the file system type. So maybe we should print file system type and see what it gives. Okay, so let's do this should not be here, so let's delete it and let's do a sync here. So this is, there's not the pi, so the rescap, there's a new pi which is the check. Where are you? Okay, I managed to do it wrong, I think. So this check partition flag thing should be on the rescap there, not here. So yeah, so I add the rescap check partition flag thing and I delete this one, check partition flag.pi, and now it's just a rename. So I can change this to be committed. I can do an amend, and yeah, so this should work as intended. Okay, so now I can do the sync, which would have a repeated well, no, there's the sync. Now this should work as intended. So now I should have a check partition flag thing here. So if I run the check partition flag SDA to ESP, okay, so it says that it is on. So now I'm going to do a quick test, and if it's quick, we are going to, so it's a file system. Okay, so check partition file system. So what's the test? The test should be the same one, but somehow, well, somehow, yeah. So the test is just do a print here, and let's see what check UEFI partition. Let's see what the hell does this return. So instead of this being self part, this should be flag partition, which is the partition. Okay, so then we can compare to the, so this should be something like partition type, and yeah, and I'm missing what I'm missing, plus. Yeah, let's see if this works. I'm not sure about this, so this should be SDA to ESP with sudo, else it's not going to work. So this is FAT32, so this is quite fine actually. So this should be quite easy to implement. So this is the file system to check. This file system to check. So this is FAT32. So that's nice. So this is flag partition. So this is a file system. This file system. I need to copy everything of this to. Okay, let's do it from the. Let's do it on local, and then we will just copy there. So check partition flag. Okay. So this is check partition file system. So the check partition file system. Let me close UEFI part status flag. So I have the check partition file system. So files. This is file system to check. So if file system is found, if it's not found, so this is not. But this is file system to check, and this is FAT32. Okay. So this is a flag. So I should just replace flag with file system. So I replace everything. So what we are doing here is this partition type. This is what I want to do. So file system to check. So this should be quite easy. So this should be file system to check. Yeah, I mean file system to check file system. So this should be file system. Yeah, well, I mean this is flag partition type. Yeah, well, maybe this partition. Well, I don't like this, but anyway. So if file system partition check equals. So this is an str compare. So I think you can do it like this, and it should work quite well. So if this equals to the one which I have received, which is the file system to check str, yeah. Yeah, so this is not flag partition, this is file system. So I don't know why it has not changed this. So okay, let's try again. So file system partition type file system. Maybe file system type. Okay. System partition type. Okay, we are going to use this. So file system partition type. Is it the one that we have received or not? So the one we have received is this one, file system to check. Okay, so here it is. So now we can check. So file system to check. File system partition str. So let me write, and so the partition type is not but NTFS. Okay, so I'm going to work with this. So SDA, so the partition type is not but NTFS. Is not but ENTFS. So okay, so now let's see if this works. So now SDA2, what the hell is SDA2? SDA2 is the partition SDR, which is here. Okay. Then partition type is not FAT32. FAT32 is the one which we want to check. So we put it like here, like this. But the one which it is. So this is the file system partition type, which we have found here. Okay. So this is the no. So this should be in the other place. It should be here. Okay. So now I'm going to remove this old stuff. So this is partition type is not, but so partition type is this one. Okay, so this should work. Okay, so let's try and see if this works. Okay, so I'm going to update, and I'm going to run a command, going to update, and I'm going to test this. So I don't save this, and so this is check partition file system SDS. So this should give permission denied, and now I run it with sudo. So it says SDA2 partition type is not ESP but FAT32. So yeah, I want to check FAT32 actually. So it says it is, and if I don't know, I check FAT16, it says it's not FAT16, but yeah. So I can check this. Again, this is quite handy. I can check if given partition is something else. So yeah, this is the SDA1 is NTFS. So this is quite cool. This is quite cool. So let's save this. So let's save this. So this is the Rescatux check partition file system. Let's check in head diff to catch if this is working as expected. There's more added to code. So yeah, I could just output the code, and then I could just have output the code. Actually, it will make nicer the function nicer. I mean, I think I don't show the file system stuff. But let's save this. Let's save this, and then we will see if it makes sense to use the to make another one. So hit the status, I think, yeah, so I can. Okay, so it seems that we have had a problem with the streaming, so I'll show you what I have done. So I've managed to do the check partition file system.py. Okay, so the check partition file system.py basically is the same one, but instead of using flag, I use file system as the prefix for variables. I just change that instead of flag to check is file system to check here. I have also changed that this is the file system example instead of a flag sample, and everything is the same except this. So instead of getting the flag and all the stuff, I just ask for the file system type and I save it here. So I compare the file system's type with the file system to check, which I'm given as a second argument. So if it's the same one, I say that partition type is, and the one I have received, and the exit code is 0. And if it's not the case, if it's not the same one, I say that partition is not this file system but this other one. That way it's easier to debug why it's not working. Okay, so let me show you, if I'm able to, let me show you 1 second. This should be, yeah, maybe, yeah, this one. So let me show you in the live CD. Here's the example. So if I check if SDA is FAT32, which it is, it says that it's 32. Okay, and if I check SDA1, it says that it's not FAT32 but it's NTFS. And if I check the value, it's 2, the value which is returned. Okay, so this is nice, this is quite nice. So the other thing that I wanted to mention is that we have to do another tool, which is the show file system type for a given partition. So that we can use on the etc user function from Rescatux lib.sh, which I'm going to show you right now. So what this tool does, will do, I mean, is just all of this stuff, the same thing, but just once you've got the type, you just print it to the output, and that's it. That's the only thing that this tool will do. Okay, so why do I want this tool? So I want this tool so that I can use it on the etc issue function, which is this one. So this function gets gets a partition, okay, as an so given a partition, so it gets a partition and it outputs stuff from the partition. So it actually shows the description line. Okay, so I can improve that function or create another function. I'm not sure about that. So I could add a column with the flags from the partition. I can add a column with file system. Okay, so that way you could see here that SDA1 is NTFS, that SDA2 is FAT32, and that this has flags ESP and boot. Okay, so yeah, that's a thing that I didn't know how to do, and now I will be able to do it. Okay, So I think that's enough for today, so we are going to leave it here. So I think I have already done a commit, so if I come here it should not complain about hit, okay, about hit stuff. So yeah, so this should let's end here. So I'm going to close the stream, which should be working right now. Okay, so let's stop it and see you next day. Where the hell is the stop button? Okay, here it is.